Hello and welcome back to Project Cars 2 with your host, Studot. We will be continuing today with our career mode in the mixed class racing. I'm in the GT3 Huracan, as we can see here. And the next track will be Barcelona, the Catalunya GP circuit. I'll see you over there. So here we are at the circuit now in the pit lane. I've just gone through practice, really quite happy with the setup, really didn't have to do much. The tuning set up over here by Rinpoku Lam. Thank you very much for the tuning. It's really good for this race course. I was kind of posting times in the 1:48 kind of area. So yeah, I'll see you out there for my flying lap during this qualifying session. So here we go through the final chicane. Didn't do very well there. Tyres aren't fully warm yet. Around the last corner, ready for the flying lap. Try and straighten up as soon as possible there, because it's a really long start-finish straight down into T1. Hopefully I can beat my best times in practice of a 1:48. Hard on the brakes into third. Kind of coast through almost. Use a bit of the curbs, stay wide here, you can see the tyre marks, and then you cut in with the power, push you through, push out wide, braking just before the bridge. Again, you're staying kind of wide down into second, and then cutting back in on the power. Deceiving corner this, hit the limiter, definitely don't need first gear. Second is fine. To third, to fourth. Braking back down to third. Just carry the speed through, using the torque in third. No need to go to second. Again, just coast through this corner. Turned in too late. Use the power to get myself back around. Lost a tenth or so there. Not great. Hard on the brakes into second. Oh, I was really late into that corner. Lost a boot full of time. And then just roll around this corner, wait for the monster sign there, and then feed the power on. It's up to third ever so quickly, down to second. Using the corners, power around. Brake here earlier than you think, and just use the curbs. Round the last corner. Foot to the floor. See what time we get. 1:48.038. Let's see if that's good enough. So here on the lap times you can see Stuart Byron in pole position with my time of a 1:48.0. And Clara Luna Floor again in the second qualifying second, just 4/10 slower. Oh no, sorry, best time. I'm looking at last time. Best time, they're only 2/10 slower. Anyway, I'm going to sim to the end, and we'll see what the final qualifying standings are. So here on the final classification screen, you can see I did stay first in class for the qualifying, and Clara Luna Floor ended up being still in second, just at 2/10 ahead. But interestingly, looking at third place there, David Ingram in the other Huracan, was actually little over a second slower per lap through qualifying. That may be just down to having fuel, or I don't know, it's the AI, who can tell. So here we are just before the start of the race. Again, the session time we've put down to 30 minutes instead of the hour like we did in the first race. The second race was, again, we knocked that down to 30 minutes. Just so we can make these videos a little bit shorter and easier to watch. Hopefully we get a good race, but let's get this thing on the road. If you do like the race and you like the content I'm creating, then please comment, like, subscribe, and all that mumbo jumbo, it really helps. Here we go, preparing to start. Lights are on. Green. A short shift to second. Those guys always get the run on me up the inside. Got to really be careful now braking into the first corner. Everyone seems to be a little bit quicker than me here. Whoa, whoa, I'm braking way too early there. I was being overcautious. So I had to get off the brakes. Oh, up the inside. I've got a bit more downforce than these guys by the looks of things. Try not to run out wide. Oh, up my inside, I was being a little bit cautious again. He's still on my inside. He's a bit further back now. I've got the jump on him there. Be cautious through there. Accelerate out. Try and stick with these LMP3s. A bit deep into the chicane. Use the power to push the back of the car around. Should have done that a little bit earlier. Gonna be hard onto the brakes into here. I was late on the brakes there, but also got a little bit spooked by these guys in front. They're not getting away yet, but I think that's just because of the traffic, so as long as I can stay with them. Making a few mistakes in these braking zones. Just trying to keep the Porsche behind. Not great into the final corner. Lost a little bit of speed on the straight. Relative's okay though. Clara's behind 1.2. Leaning on the traction control a little bit out of that corner. Back on the power. They're much faster through there than I am behind. On the yeah, cheers Pete. Try and get a nice drive out of there, use a bit of the curb. Okay, I keep pushing away from these guys behind. Need to use a bit of the inside curb, completely missed it. End up turning in a little bit too sharp. Try and use the curb around here, use the rear wheel drive to push me through the corner. 1.5 on the car behind. Needs to be a little bit harder on the brakes. Getting patient on this corner, wait for the monster sign, then get back on the power. Use a bit of the curb, round wide, brake down. And using the curbs, turning early on that one. Didn't have enough speed out of that chicane for my liking. Keeping them at bay for the moment. Just about 3 seconds behind now they are, so still first in class, which is good. That would just be a case of trying to keep them behind. Very tight through there. If I was carrying more speed, it'd be better. I see they're 2.3 behind. They're a lot better through that section than I am.
Great job.
Slow around there, and then fast out. Could probably turn in a little bit later. Get in, touch the curb a little. Try and build up the revs. A very torquey engine in this Lamborghini, so... I didn't turn in. I got away with that. I was very lucky through there. Coast through there, then back on the power. A little bit wide. Coast round here, hug the curb, back on the power of the monster. It's always good to try and find reference points of when entering and exiting corners. Wow, that's a big clip. Yeah, I thought so. Hopefully I don't get any penalties. Telling me to slow down. Hopefully I can just use the braking point at the end of this lap. It's gone away, but... use the curbs. Oh, that was a very big cut. Feel like I might get penalised for that. Nothing's popped up. Seems to be okay. Just need to not make mistakes now. The relative's not wonderful. They're 2 seconds behind, so I'm not really getting away from them. That was a poor chicane there. Really not doing very well through there. Just try and get the apex through there. Much better through the uphill right-hander. Hard to second. Try and coast in. Understeering around there. Getting a bit sloppy this. Tyres are getting a little bit warm. The front left is wearing unnecessarily. Unnecessary. That was a very poor chicane. I can't talk and I'm missing chicanes.
Very consistent laps. Just try and find a little bit more pace here and there.
I will, Pete. I will. Don't you worry. Try and carry some speed into that first corner. Not too much though. You can mess up the second and third. There we go. Full power. Turn in late. Get a good drive out. Go wide. Hit the limiter down to second. This feels more like a qualifying lap. Still not great through that first kind of couple of corners. Is second this corner's forte? Nah, I think third's fine through there with the using the torque of the V12. Oh, get off the curb, Stu. Down to second. Need to turn in later there because I'm running wide every time. Careful of the sausage curb on the inside. Brake down to the chicane. Keeping it in second. Again, the torque's fine in this engine to do that. 2.83 seconds. So I'm pulling away a little bit. Hopefully we can just kind of keep this consistent for the next 20 minutes. The idea is just not making mistakes. I'm just pushing my limits through that corner a little bit more just to see if we can make up any time. Only about 100th up, not really anything there. And then this corner, if we can make up any time. No, it doesn't look like it. We're looking like we're losing a little bit of time. Up to the limiter, down to second. Turning in later, using a bit of curb. Maybe not the way to go, lost a 10th. Whoa! That pushed me off onto the grass almost. Go away, race control. Nobody's enjoying. Oh, that was poor. I didn't go wide on the exit though, so that's always good. Pick your turning points, Stu. Go on. Slow down a little bit here, just so I try not to make any mistakes. Uh, 4 seconds off them now, so I've gained a little bit of time.
A bit more now. See what you can pull out of it.
Just need to try and be faster through this first kind of sector, first few corners. Oh, a little bit late there. Use the back end of the car to push around. Nice differential settings. Don't normally go up to fourth there, nearly just bounce off the limiter in third. Just not a very smooth sector. Use the curbs. I was probably on the inside curb a little bit too long there. A little bit of oversteer, but it was controllable, which was nice. Thought maybe bouncing off the limiter in fourth would be quicker, but this is no time to experiment. Half a second down on my previous lap. Oh, poor on the brakes there. I was too fast into the first part of the chicane. I was given a chance for the guys behind to catch. Luckily out of that last corner, I've done reasonably well. Let's see how far we can leave the braking here, down to the 100-meter board. That's probably the maximum I can leave it. Stick in third. Using the engine to brake as well as the brakes themselves. Lost a bit of time there. Maybe it's that corner where I'm mostly losing my time. Use the curb, it helps pull the inside of the car around because it's going slower than the outside. That was a big cut. Yeah, I thought so. Hopefully slowing around that corner. Looks like I've slowed down in race control's eyes. I think I lost a tenth by going wide. On the power a little bit too early. Oh, I hit the curb there. Using those curbs really aggressively. Oh, there we go. Is that my fastest time so far?
Nice one, that's your fastest lap so far. Okay, you've got good pace. It's time to turn it on a bit. Let's push a little harder.
I don't need to push too much. The guy behind 6 seconds. As long as I can keep that gap at a decent rate. Because I'm heating up the near side tyres. The wear's fine, it's just because of the fast long right-handers, those tyres are getting warm. We cool them down a little bit on the straights. They've cooled off a little bit. You can see the diagram there near the speedo.
That's your best second 2 time so far.
Wait for the monster on the sidelines there. There we go. Leaning on the traction control a little bit there. Oh, the inside sausage curb. Always got to be slower than I think round there. You can see on the dash the tyre temperatures. 117, 118 on the near side and only 99 on the off side. So they do cool down on these straights, but then when you hammer back on the brakes like now, and into these faster right-handers, they warm up again. Change my line a little bit through that. I'm slower than my previous laps here because I'm trying to manage the tyre temperature a little bit. By not going through the corners as fast, especially the right-handers. But that means the guys behind have caught up a little bit, about 2 seconds, which is actually quite a distance. Very poor braking into that corner. We've got the LMP2 guys coming through, so we're going to be lapped. Oh, come on. Poor chicane there. Consistency not doing so well.
Okay, you've got good consistent pace. You're going to need to pick it up a bit. Let's push hard.
The traffic has slowed down the competitors and the brakes didn't enjoy that. Yeah, the traffic has slowed down the GT3 class there. So they're back to 7 seconds off. LMP's 2s are coming through, closing at a rate of knots. So hopefully they don't hold me up too much if I just keep turning later there. I'll just ride the curb. Oh, big mistake. I dropped some frames. It's alright, it's a good chance to let those guys through. You have slightly dirty tyres now. Well, go past me if you want, mate. Coming up my inside. Turning in on him there. He can go up the inside. He just hit me. Go on. You slowed me down a lot here. I mean, I know I went off. So those chaps behind have caught. I can't see them in the mirror yet. A silly mistake by me. Need to concentrate. It's only 9 minutes. I know, I went off. Come on, Pete. Let this guy through. Leaning on the traction control through there. Oh, I'm too wide. Tyres aren't as new as they were. The temperature is affecting them. Still not bad though. Glad I chose the hard compound instead of the soft, because I feel like the softs would have really been past their best by now. Obviously a lot better into there than the previous lap. So they're back up to 4 seconds off. Oh, come on, brakes. It might be too hot. I haven't actually got the brake temperatures up on the display here. What am I doing? Come on. Oh, what a stupid mistake. Just ran wide with too much speed. I was up in 3rd gear there. Should have just remained in 2nd. Hopefully I'll get a little bit of a toe down this straight. What a stupid move. He doesn't look as brave on the brakes, but I know these guys are fast around this corner generally. Try and force him into making a mistake if I just stay on his bumper.
Fastest first sector you've done so far. Great job.
Come on!
Okay,
A little bit of a lunge, tiny bit of contact.
He's under big pressure now. Come on.
Got ahead though. A little bit of an unsafe pass.
7 minutes to go.
Pressure's on now. Roughly 5 laps remaining. Braking early there and later on the power. Just keep the guy behind. Oh, it's too early on the power. Tyres are losing grip. Just turning in like they once were. A little bit of curb cutting on the exit of that chicane. 2 seconds up again. Getting more confident in that first couple of corners. So my time's actually improving, as well as the fuel load decreasing, of course, so it makes the car a lot lighter. Here coming the LMP2 guys. They've put a bit of time in between me and Clara Luna Floor. Seems to be my arch nemesis at the moment. They're really a lot faster through this section because of their high downforce. Could probably still outbrake them into this corner though. Or not, I'll go wide, go on, take the inside. You know what I'm doing going up to third. I'll make a big mistake like last time. I was on the power a little bit too much there. Bit of a backfire there, letting this guy pass. There he goes. Definitely take that corner a lot faster than I can. Four minutes remaining. It's probably going to be about 3 laps. Oh. A little bit late on the brakes there. Kind of hampered my exit.
4 minutes remaining.
Off the limiter, down into second. The gap chap behind is about 2 seconds now. So really, if there's any more mistakes and he is passed, really kind of got to stay on it here. Hopefully the tyres don't overheat. Wow, a bit understeery through there. Oh, come on, Stu. What you doing? Oh, did he make a mistake? He's quite far behind now, so on the straight, about 3 seconds. Well, the penultimate lap here. So I didn't get the biggest fight from the AI in this race.
2 minutes to go.
What am I doing? What am I doing? Yep. Really not got to try and get any penalties now. So if I get a penalty, it'll put me in contention for him to be past me at the end of the race. Oh, come on. Concentrate on your braking. Oh, up on 2 wheels. There we go, last lap. He's about 4 seconds behind. So I don't have to push too hard on this lap. Just kind of nurse it home. After this kind of sprint race. It is more of an endurance race. But I've set it into a sprint race type of time. Was third gear limiter. Down to second, nice and slow. Feed on the power. Don't push too hard. Just need to nurse it to the finish line. Oh, the aggressive stamping on the throttle out that corner. Great sound from this Lamborghini. Really not doing very well into there. Just maybe need to let off the brakes a bit earlier and coast through. Just carry the speed. And there we go, the final chicane for the last time. Asking for a slowdown, so I'll just do that really quickly. And there we go, taking the checkered flag at Barcelona and Catalunya. Finally got my first place. Previous races have been second and second. So if you have enjoyed, please do remember to like, comment, subscribe, and to follow me in this series as I go through all the different career modes, well, different types of career racing in Project Cars 2. So again, thank you very much, and see you again.